New Jersey became a city of race riots, violence, looting, and hate. For 5 days, it was a battleground and a looter's paradise. Colored citizens clashed with police, National Guardsmen, and state troopers. 24 people were killed and 1,200 injured. Nearly half the city was in the grip of terror. The newer flare-ups sparked similar riots in other American centers, with hatred near danger point between white and black extremist groups. In Newark, there was an uneasy tension, punctuated by minor outbreaks of violence after 5 days of bloody fighting. From rooftops and windows, snipers picked their targets. The toll of dead and injured tells its own tragic story. Damage runs into millions of dollars. With the coming of the long, hot summers, for 3 years, America has had to face the tragic consequences of riots stemming from the slums of cities stretching right across the nation. Negroes claim they have waited long enough for equal rights. Militant leaders of some urge violence as the answer. This was one example.
Hello, fellow human beings. Today I want to talk about a very controversial issue. And that issue is, of course, racism and the apparatuses or the power structures that justify it. For hundreds of years, the United States of America had faced many issues involving race or ethnicity. In particular, the African Americans, blacks, or whatever other term you refer to those that have ancestry dating back to sub-Saharan African locations, of course in Africa. What we see here is a group of human beings that have been robbed of the opportunities that this country supposedly offers. In the United States of America, what we see here is the destruction of any possibility of advancement. And this first off started with indentured servitude that evolved into slavery. And then after that, that evolved into racism that is justified through segregation and the forced suppression of an ethnicity by the upper class of another one. Ever since childhood, we are told the authorities are good, our parents are good, our police are good, our military is good, our politicians are good. And when we have something that destroys our faith in the system, we are hit with a sense of nihilism. And when that nihilism is destroyed, it is replaced with a type of essentialism. And when that essentialism has evolved to a certain point, it creates a new sense of meaning. And that sense of meaning will lead you to several paths. Some are peaceful, others are very violent to the extent that I find repulsive. But many also think that such things perceived as repulsive are good, and I cannot blame them because that is what they think. I do not wish for violence. I do not wish for destruction. I only wish for the betterment of all humans. I wish for nothing to happen to those that do not deserve punishment, for those that do not deserve any harsh treatments on our earth. I only wish that things will get better. And as things can theoretically get better, we must think of how that will actually happen. Be the change you want to be. And think of the most maximizing way of increasing potential equality. And I must say, equality is their vague concept. So it is what you think it is, whatever you think it is. That is all depend on your mind. For myself, for many like me, I wish for nothing wrong to happen, as I said before. I think it's essential for blacks, Latinos or Latinas, I guess Jews, Christians, all the ethnicity, all the cultures. They should all get involved in government and see what they can do with the power structures. And they should be involved in reforming the system if they can. And if you cannot reform the system, then you must find some peaceful form of revolution. And if you can't do that, then wish for the best of the future. And if you reject what I say, then that's what you think. The Marxists, anarchists, and black nationalists would say revolution, ACAB, whatever you can think of, if you actually know what these political or ideological small circles think. What they do not realize is that the revolution is not a dinner party. You cannot be so idealistic, so concerned in violent ultra-leftist radical politics. You cannot be so concerned with the stereotypes of the anti-fascist movement or Antifa. What you must think is, what is your mind thinking of in terms of the power structures of society? What can you think of that will actually solve things? And you may say, my brain says that smashing things is good. But smashing things is not really going to help you with anything. At best, nothing will happen from your efforts. At worst, people will be repulsed from what you have done. All that I can say now is that you must hope for the best